right. I'm late this morning. Or running late. I'm not that late. Where is everything? I'm just a little frazzled this morning because I'm getting ready for tonight's workshop, astral projection workshop. Thank you, everyone who has registered. And Constance just closed my door there. Thanks for registering. And if you haven't already, pretty soon, sometime today, you'll receive your email with all of the information for logging in and everything. If you're worried you haven't received it, please check your and continue to check your spam filter, because many times that's where it winds up. But it usually all comes through. If you've registered, don't worry about it, but keep checking your email. Anyway, we are reading from Tarot of Ceremonial Magic. I've never read the back of the book. I mean, to you, I've read it. In this groundbreaking book, Lon Milo DuQuette explains the symbology of the cards of his Tarot of Ceremonial Magic, a new deck published by, and it used to say US Games, then it said Thalesis Aura, and in the new edition of this, it'll say Next Millennium. The concept is a breakthrough for occultists of all paths. Each card is illustrated with a list of the zodiacal, Enochian, ceremonial, goetic, tattvic, and elemental components. DuQuette explains how the cards relate to each other and makes immediately accessible the more difficult conceptual connections that Crowley made so easily. Through DuQuette's wit and decades of practical knowledge of magical practice, students of the arcane arts can gain a whole new level of understanding of how and why magic works. Thought I'd just throw that in this morning. Yesterday, we started talking about the small cards, and I more or less explained the format of what is going to follow starting today, and I gave as our example the Two of Wands and how all of the material on each of the small cards is talked about in the book. So if you are ready, I'm going to continue. So after the Two of Wands, naturally, we would expect the Three of Wands. There it is. And let's see if I can get a better light on it for you. Okay, the Three of Wands is called Established Strength. It's Sol in Aries. And it represents 10 degrees of Aries, from 10 degrees to 20 degrees Aries. That's roughly March 31st to April 10th. The planetary attributes are, of course, it's in Aries, but it's the sun is attributed to this one. So it's Sol in Aries. The sun's very happy in Aries, and Aries is very happy to have the sun pass through it. So obviously this is probably going to be a damn good card. And all the threes and all the twos of all the suits are really excellent cards. Even the Three of Swords, it's called Sorrow, but it's a heavier, wonderful, more meditative type thing. All the threes are good. All the twos are good, or at least you're happy to see them in a reading. Things start to get hairy when we get to 4 or 5. Yeah, and anything off the Tree of Life and low on the Tree of Life, then the cards start becoming, at least have the potential of becoming difficult. Okay, the color, king scale of color I use for the wands is crimson. The general divinatory meanings: success, harmony following struggle. The angels of the Shemhamferish are Hahazia, whose buzzwords are secret, impenetrable, and Amaya, covered in darkness. The day spirit of the Goetia is number 2, Agares, or Agarias. He's under the power of the east, and cometh up in the form of an old fair man, riding upon a crocodile, carrying a goshawk upon his fist. He maketh them to run that stand still, and bringeth back runaways. Now remember, view all of these descriptions and powers and abilities of these spirits, not only literally, but metaphorically, concerning the issues that you might have. So making something run that's standing still is like, setting a fire under somebody to get them to do something, or unblock some kind of blockage in a situation, making something run that's currently standing still. Okay, I digress. And bringeth back runaways. He teaches all languages or tongues presently. He hath powers also to destroy dignities, both spiritual and temporal, and causeth earthquakes. He was of the order of virtues. He hath under his government 31 legions of spirits. So that's number 2, Agares. The next one, the night spirit, Halphos, or Malphus, or Malphas. He's a great earl, and appeareth in the form of a stock-dove. He speaketh with a hoarse voice. His office is to build up towers, and to furnish them with ammunition and weapons, and to send men of war to places appointed. He ruleth over 26 legions of spirits. Now that Enochian square appears on all 4 Enochian elemental tablets. It appears on the Grand Cross section of all the tablets, or of each of the tablets. On the air tablet, he's the T of Avtotar, the senior of Mercury. If you're going to whip him up, you'd use a temple opening 2 = 9 and recite the Enochian call number 3. On the water elemental tablet, he's the eye of, or the first eye of Sa'i'inu, the Jupiter senior. If you're going to whip him up, use temple opening number 3 = 8 and the Enochian call number 4. On the earth tablet, he is the C of Akimlaku, Mercury senior of the earth tablet. So you'd open up with 1 = 10 and recite call 5. On the fire tablet, he's the E of Ado-E-O-Eat, the second E, the Jupiter senior of the fire tablet. So that would be temple opening 4 = 7 and call number 6. I did all of that charging these cards as I described yesterday. So if you have a deck of these cards, you have the benefit, at least the what's the word for it? You've got You've got the vicarious benefit of my evocations, my magical ceremony. How's that for a Wednesday word? Vicarious benefit of a magical ceremony. The Four of Wands. This is the third section, the third 10 degrees of Aries, the third decan of Aries. First was the Two of Wands. Second decan was the Three of Wands. And this is the third decan of Aries. It's called Perfected Work. That's why I've got the Mason's perfected labor symbol there. 20 degrees to 30 degrees Aries, which is April 11th through April 20th. Venus in Aries. Venus in Aries. Color, deep violet. General divinatory meanings, completion, order, limitation. By tact and gentleness, a strive-for goal is achieved. Usually happy to see this guy come up. Angels of the Shemhamferish, Nanael, caster down of the proud, and Nithael, celestial king. Day spirit of the Goetia, Visago. Number 3. A mighty prince, being of the same nature as Agares. The spirit is of a good nature, and his office is to declare things past and to come, and to discover all things hid or lost. He governs 26 legions of spirits. The night spirit is Malphas. Number 39. He appears at first like a crow, but after he will put on human shape and at the request of the exorcist, speak with a hoarse voice. He is a mighty president and powerful. He can build houses and high towers and bring to thy knowledge enemies' desires and thoughts, that which they have done. He's a great spy. He giveth good familiars. If thou makest a sacrifice unto him, he will receive it kindly and willingly, but he will deceive him who doth it. Don't sacrifice. Don't bribe Goetic spirits. Don't quid pro quo. If you do this, I'll do that. No. That's not the formula of Goetic evocation. That's the formula of pacts. Make a deal with a demon, you become the demon's demon. No. You can be polite to them, but you don't make deals. They work for you. You've been making deals with these suckers your whole life. Your Goetic ceremony is your opportunity to turn the table around and get these guys that have been working against you, working for you for the first goddamn time in your life. Put your foot down. And they even warn you here. Oh, he'll receive the sacrifice kindly and willingly, but he will deceive him that dotheth. Okay, but I digress. He governeth 40 legions of spirits. The Enochian attributions, okay, to see that one, that'll be the third decan of Aries, and the assignment to that decan is Venus. And this one appears on all 4 Enochian tablets. On the air tablet, he is the O of Avtotar, the Mercury Senior of the air tablet. Temple opening would be 2 = 9, and the call number 3. On the water tablet, he's the first A in Ra'agiosil, the Sun Senior, or the king of the water tablet. Temple opening would be 3 equals 8, and the call would be number 4. He's also on the water tablet the first A in Sa'i'i Nu, the Jupiter Senior of the water tablet. And again, you'd open up in 3 equals 8 and recite call number 4. On the Earth tablet, he's the U, the final letter in Akimleku, the Mercury Senior of the Earth tablet. You'd open up in 1 equals 10 and recite call number 5. On the Fire tablet, he would be the second O in Adoit. I'll spell that Adoeoet, the Jupiter Senior of the Fire tablet. And in that case, you'd open the temple in 4 equals 7 and recite call number 6. Now, all those temple openings and all those calls are in the appendix of this book, spelled out. Now, because today is such a busy day for me, getting ready for tonight's thing, this is where we're going to stop today. With our discussion yesterday and our look at the 2 cards today, we have covered the entire zodiacal sign of Aries. All 3 of these cards. Number 2 is the first decan. Number 3 is the second. And the 4 of Wands is the 3rd decan. This takes care of Aries. 2, 3s, and 4. All of the 2s, 3s, 4s of every suit rule or represent the cardinal signs of their element. So this is cardinal fire, which is Aries. So the 2s, 3s, 4s of Taurus, which is coming up in the year next, would be the 2, 3, 4 of discs. But we're going to just plow through the suits. And tomorrow, starting tomorrow, we will read about the 5, 6, and 7. Excuse me, the 4, 5, and 6. I got that out of order. 2, 3, 4. We'll start with the 5, 6, and 7 of Wands, which will be the Leo, the cards that rule Leo. Anyway, if I don't see you tonight, I will see you tomorrow at the same time. Continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will.